Today's video is a BTM breakdown of the term Dusty Hotep. Now, if you new here, what we do here is read, listen, watch, and we block talk, break that shit down. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's sweeping the nation. It's the two-word insult term Dusty Hotep. Sarcasm aside, the term Dusty Hotep originated as far back as 2005 with the birth of its online YouTube domain. Proceeding the battle rap era, black YouTubers began exploring many areas of vlogging, as did its counterparts. These areas of vlogging would be called communities, which is an accurate term. A group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals, the sense of community that organized religion can provide, a similarity or identity, writers who share their community of interests. For an example, this is the YWC, YouTube wrestling community. These are people who share the common interests of verbally expressing their opinions and discussions, as well as sharing information and reacting to the daily events of professional wrestling. They are governed by the laws or rules of the YouTube domain. Violation can result to revocation. So whenever someone says a YouTube community doesn't exist as a way to insult or distance themselves, remember, it's an untruth. Rather you sympathize with the speaker or the detractors. With that understanding, a new community became widespread seemingly overnight. A black community of speakers who shared the common interests of historical black events and expressed them through online lectures and debates. These speakers will later be labeled conscious, which means to be aware, but was also used as an insult. Example, them conscious niggas make me sick. The label gave birth to a new community, the conscious community. Ironic as it may be, the conscious community shared a birthplace of its ancestral speakers. This is the same place they would meet to profess black empowerment through various forms, whether that be Christianity, Islam, Pan-Africanism, Black Egyptology, Moorish Science Temple, metaphysics, Hebrew Israelites, and Black economists, that being Harlem, New York. Harlem, New York is the location of the channel that provided a modern-day soapbox for these speakers to meet and discuss and debate viewpoints, and that's Sonetta TV. All biases aside, this channel deserves way more respect and recognition for its effect on black consciousness as a whole, people, as a whole. I know some people like to focus on the fiery debates and discussions, but they rarely end in a violent altercation, y'all. The channel also provided lectures from the greatest black historians and speakers of all time, regardless of ideology. So remember to give people their roses while they still here. As the channel grew, the groups professing the historical events of Africa at its peak civilization, Egypt, dominated lectures and debates with various speakers, healers, clothing designers, health gurus, and more. This community began to use the word Hotep, meaning peace, also defined as be at peace or offering or to serve. This will later become a label that will be one half of the insult term Dusty Hotep. The word Dusty Hotep means low income and lacking in high income brands deemed acceptable by society. Although the term was created amongst the most impoverished race on the planet, classism still dominates and divides even amongst the poorest blacks on the planet who demonize each other with slogans like, broke is a crime. I'm scared of broke people because y'all ain't got nothing to lose. This negative term is often used to categorize all black empowerment focused groups and individuals, such as the Hebrew Israelites, who study religion as a means of black empowerment. Maybe the Moorish Science Temple, who study law and Islam as a means of black empowerment. Maybe the Metaphysical Brothers, who study spirituality and astrology as a means of black empowerment. What do these definitions have in common? As a means of black empowerment, of course. Often, when an ideology is rejected by an individual or a majority, be it right or wrong, the opposition tends to attack the character of the speaker or the organization before the ideology itself. Keep it real. Although black female empowerment speakers are becoming more prevalent and very much welcome, this term negatively applies to black male speakers only. These male speakers are often stereotyped as backsliders, scammers, and sex seekers. Unfortunately, some men resort or revert to hedonistic activities for pleasure or financial gain, or maybe even both. Of course, this is not the case for all nor majority of black men who study and profess their own teachings and studies. Although priests, politicians, cops, and many more have 10 times more rotten apples, the majority of the batch is never discarded for the decay of the minority. The rotten black apples tend to be judged and discarded by the batch for the decay of the non majority or the minority. The conscious black male speakers have been demonized more viciously than gangster rappers, gang members, and even sex rappers who have countless displays of deviancy but never are judged as harshly as the conscious community. Maybe the goal is to stigmatize those who speak outside of the approved viewpoint by enhancing the coverage of the hedonistic activities of the very small few individuals or groups while continuing to ignore the ideology of the black empowerment community as a whole. Negative labels like Dusty Hotep may cause a decline in black speakers and discourage a generation of black historians in its true black sense. The conscious community, in my opinion, is a black college of autodidactic researchers covering everything from religion, spirituality, invasion, enslavement, oppression, globalization, and more. But unlike the financially strained college student who is praised by family members for advancing their education, these researchers and professors are met with ridicule, negatively stereotyped and attacked by family members and the very people they wish to enlighten or empower. So, Dusty Hotep, you gonna drop out or graduate. Remember, no matter what you do, the masses are asses and we in different classes. You are witnessing the Rebel Network.